Well, hello there, guys and gals of YouTube world. It's my second video today, so please excuse this. $15.95. Say that's all you can save in 1 week. What can you do with that? I've heard so many excuses. People tell me they do not have money. I've heard it over and over and over from my time in the Navy, time as a cop, making my rounds as a DoorDasher, talking to people in different locations. I don't have money. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. The missus and I, we went out. There's a gentleman we've met here. He sells plants. Does it on Facebook. We're not friends with him, but we went there today for the second time, and we bought 2-3 boxes full of plants. He's very cheap. A variety of cactuses and whatnot, cacti I think it is. And so anyway, it was out in his yard. He shows us around. His whole yard's full of beautiful plants, so we like it. But it was a little warm out there. It's like 82 degrees. So we were leaving there. The missus said something about she's a little thirsty or hungry, a little reward, a little ice cream maybe. So I went to what's called Cold Stone Creamery, I think it is. It's an ice cream place. And I stopped by there. And we rarely, it seems like, go out for a treat anymore like that because we're growing our wealth, okay? So we're just cutting back. So I got a large strawberry milkshake and she got a large smoothie. And the total bill with tax was $15.95. So it just got me thinking as I was driving back home, $15.95. People who tell me they have no money at all, couldn't they save, couldn't they cut out one lunch, a couple milkshakes, something to get $15.95 a week? Couldn't they? Couldn't you? If you aren't investing anything at all, couldn't you do that? All right. So now let's say I pulled up online an online financial compounding calculator. Well, I just Googled it, financial compounding calculator, whatever I said. And the site I found, it's investor.gov. I think they got a bunch of, I just clicked on a link and opened up this calculator. It's called a compound interest calculator. Okay. They're all over online everywhere. Just Google. And I put in initial investment, $15.95. That monthly contribution would be, if I could save $15.95 every week for a year, and I multiplied that $15.95 times 52 weeks in the year divided by 12, came out with a monthly figure of $69.12. All right, not a whole lot of money, right? Odds are you can afford to save $69.12. And you've heard me say about getting on the property ladder. All right. Let's say all you can do is save $69.12. That's it. You can't pull the belt any tighter. You can't house hack. You can't bring in roommates. You can't reduce your housing costs. You can't reduce costs with your vehicle. You can't reduce costs with your food. You can't reduce costs with clothing. You cannot save any more money. That is it. Which means you're terrible at saving if that was the case. All right. So let's say that was all you can do. But let's say you followed Mazke's advice and you checked out the Motley Fool and you bought individual stocks with that $69.12 because you can now buy stocks with zero commission charges, get fractional shares. So let's say you follow the Fool and let's say Mazke averaged like an 18% annualized return. Let's say this person, fictional person, could average 10% return, just 10%. With individual stocks. I know some of you will say that you can't get 10%. Yes, you can. Don't be foolish. You can. Individual stocks will do much better than the stock market average. Follow the Motley Fool. That's all I'll say. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm suggesting. I'm not a financial advisor, CPA, or attorney. All right. But if someone could invest $69.12 at 10% interest, compounded monthly is what I did. And let's say they wanted to buy a rental house. In 1 year, in 10 years, they'd have $14,202. $14,202 if that's all they did. But I dare say $14,000 could get you a down payment on getting a rental house. Depends on, I don't know what prices will be in 10 years. But if I go back to 10 years ago and I did this, and right now today I have $14.202, I could get me a rental property somewhere. I could do it. You can do it too. All right. I also calculated up what if somebody, and let's say somebody was 20 years old And that's all they did. So they're 30 years old, and now they just bought their first rental property. So I didn't run this. I could probably do it real quick here, but I didn't run this. But then say they're positive cash flowing $250. Well, by golly, instead of $69.12, they add $250 to that. So it'd be what, $319.12? Run the math on that. What did I just say? $250 plus 69 is $319. I'm gonna do this real quick. $319.62. I think that's what I said before. Calculate. What will this come up to? All right, so now in 10 years, the person has $65,515. So I won't work all this math out, but let's say this person who was a non-saver, basically, non-investor, barely did anything. All they invested was $69.12 a month. They're 20 years old. So by the time they're 30, they have whatever I said, $14,202. They then buy one rental house, which positive cash flows $250. That $250, they take that, they add it to their $69 a month, and they get $319.62 that they invest. And in 10 years, they come out with $65,000. So if we divide that by 4, 20, I'm trying to do mental math here. If we cut it in half, we got 32.5. Cut that in half, we got 16,000. So roughly every 2.5 years after they do this, 2.5 years, I'm not going to calculate it exactly. I'm going to ballpark this, okay? They just bought one rental house at age 30. 2.5 years, they're 32.5. We'll say they're 33. They're 33 years old. Now they buy a second rental house. Now they get an additional $250 a month, positive cash flow. They're 33 with 2 rental properties. I am not going to work it out here, but that extra $250 added to the first $250, added to the $69.12, could probably get their third rental property in, first one was 2.5 years, let's say 2 years. So now they're 35, and now they got 3 rentals. It's an extra $250 a month coming in. And I'm not factoring in rents going up over time. Okay, so by the time they're 40, they might have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rentals, something like that, with starting with $69.12 a month. Okay, sure, it took them a decade to save up to get their first house. But in the next decade, they're finishing that decade up at age 40 with whatever, 6, 7, 8 houses. And that's like bare bones, barely doing anything. All right, someone called BS on this to all those hundreds of folks out there. And I don't curse, but I'm just going to call BS on this because I feel very strongly about this. If you're one of those silly folks out there who tell me you do not have any money, you cannot invest, you do not have any money, and you don't have any time, well, by golly, cut out going to Cold Stone Creamery once a week for the entire year and do that forever. Cut it out. And that could be McDonald's, that could be Burger King, that could be Wendy's, that could be any restaurant you go to. Cut it out. Save and invest that money. And in 20 years, if that's all you do, in 20 years, I dare say you're a millionaire. All right? You're a millionaire. But let's say you're a normal person now. You're not this person who can't save and invest. So instead of doing $69.12, you do $100 a month. So less than 10 years, you save your down payment. And now when you get your first house with that extra $250 a month, you realize, oh, real estate pays off. Let me save $125 instead of $100. You're speeding things up. See what I'm saying? So when I make videos and say someone can be financially independent in 10 years, shake your head, yes, it is possible. You can do it. All right. For the other YouTubers out there who scrimp and scrave and talk about budgeting and talk about putting, piddly squat into their 401k or their 457, and they say, I cannot afford to buy real estate. I'm going to be financially independent when I'm 57 years old or I'm 60 years old. The meter's pegging again. The BS meter is pegging again. It's uneducated is what they are. Uneducated. Okay? So I just made a rough example. Very minimal investing, very minimal money. $69 a month. $69 a month. I mean, if you work a job, you can save $69 a month. All right? So if you're watching this and you're in your early 20s, what can you do? If you're watching this and you're in your 50s, again, it's never too late to start. If you're going to work till you die, think about what I'm saying. With that minimal saving in a 20-year period, somebody could accumulate perhaps 7 rental properties. Each one's cash flowing $250 when they started, but now they're cash flowing $350 because rents go up. That's $2,000 some dollars a month. Maybe they can stop working before they die. All right? Chew on that a bit. All right. Mazske wants to go swimming. Mazske is signing out.